passion for culture, theater, politics, development, and these days, elephants. She's a trained theater professional and has appeared in many Castillo productions over the decades, playing parts as diverse as a Russian lesbian from the early 1900s to Mae West to a crazy therapist. I was lucky enough to have Marian play my offstage mom. I might name Marian's biography. There may be no crying in baseball, but there sure is in theater. What I name it is, give it all you've got. As Castillo and the All-Stars have grown, Marian has too, and she continues to find new ways to give all that she has to give, and that's an awful lot. From leading the production team of the All-Stars Talent Show Network back in the day, to performing on the Castillo stage, from selling newspapers on the subways to meeting new supporters in the streets of New York, Marian is a bold and delightful improviser. She's been in every improv troupe Castillo has had, and now she not only performs, she teaches improv for our UX School of Continuing Development. Marian is also, as many in this room can attest, an outstanding fundraiser for our theater. We couldn't be happier than to be honoring you tonight. I'd like to bring to the stage longtime Castillo member and supporter, Gladys Janifa, Youth on Stage graduate and a member of our blossoming youth improv company, Kalia McCall, and an alumni of the All-Stars Talent Show Network, Danny Forbes. And now joining us and welcoming to the stage our honoree, Marian Rich.
Good evening. My name is Kalia, and I have been at the All-Stars for about 2 years now. Marian has been a teacher at the UX, and she has helped my now blossoming improv group no penny back on that 99-cent pizza. She has coached and developed my team as well as me in many different ways. One thing that I will always take away from Marian is that I must perform my life and what I do as full out as I do on stage as well as off. And for that, I thank you.
Hi, my name is Gladys. I was a member for 3 years before I came to the first Castillo show. And when my husband George and I came, we loved it. Truly felt like a community. I first met Marian at one of the shows. She was always there. It seemed like she was all over the place. And she would talk to us about supporting the theater, which is how I became a volunteer for some weeks. It flowered into a special relationship. Marian has such passion for Castillo. That is what I love about her. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Hi everybody, my name is Danny.
Hi, Danny.
I met Marian over 22 years ago when she was working closely with Pam Lewis in the All-Stars Talent Show Network. Marian was a mentor to me as she was to so many young people, teaching us stage management and how to run our own shows. But more importantly, she taught us that it wasn't about winning and that we were already doing the right thing just by showing up. Marian taught us that it was about building the All-Stars and giving on into the next generation. Marian, she's like family to me. She's that crazy cousin. She's touched and encouraged me in my life, and I know it's true for all the people in whose lives she's touched. Marian, it's our pleasure to present you with the Castillo Will Perform Recognition Award.
First of all, I just want to say being honored along with Thecla is just incredibly joyful. And one of the many things I love about Thecla is her incredible eloquence. So, yes. I feel like Thecla gave expression to a lot of things that are very meaningful to me, and I just want to thank her and for everything. I grew up in the 60s on the Upper West Side. Shout out to my Upper West Side sister. And my upper middle class parents taught me about the important historical bonds between blacks and Jews. And they taught me that racism and poverty were unacceptable. And I took them seriously. By the early 80s, I was looking for a multiracial and radically inclusive community. I saw Nancy Ross and Lenora Fulani campaigning in my neighborhood on the back of a green bus for governor and lieutenant governor of New York. And I voted for these independent, gutsy Jewish and black women in 1982. Yeah. I met other street organizers of the independent movement. I attended political meetings and cultural events, and soon I met Fred Newman. Fred was a really brilliant, funny, working class Jew who was dedicated to leading and building a community to empower poor people. And Fred understood the central role that culture plays in human development and change. And I knew that I had found my community. My dearest Ed taught me an expression of Branch Rickey's, who was the general manager of the Brooklyn Dodgers. Luck is the residue of design. I was lucky when Lois Holzman and Nancy Green invited me to become a member of the burgeoning Castillo Cultural Center to join our collective, and soon after when Dan Friedman asked me to work with him and other theater artists in building a theater. Thank you so much, such dear, dear friends. We created Castillo by doing what we don't know how to do. And Thecla and I represent tens and thousands of people who have participated in building Castillo with us. I want to give some special thanks to Sandy Friedman, wherever you are, to Sandy, for organizing me in the very earliest days of meeting the community. Nancy Green, for demanding that I keep going, even when building Castillo seemed absolutely impossible. For Lenora Fulani, for your never-ending inspiration. For Gail Peck, for teaching me how to be a producer. Pam Lewis, for teaching me how to organize young people of color. The Castillo Collective, for your brilliance and dedication. And Diane Stiles, for more than I could ever say in words. And Fred, well, for everything. An actress comes to a theater wanting to be a star. And Fred demanded that Castillo be the star. And it took me, I'd say, a good 20 years or more to even understand what he was talking about. Castillo, you're the star. Thank you so much.